Yo, what's the deal? You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Cartier, you and Cartier. Well, today we got another reaction video, bro. I see y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Run them numbers up, bro. Keep running them numbers up. Keep tapping in. You know we got more hot content on the way. Duh. We need 5,000 subs, man. Cause we get to 5,000 subs, I appreciate y'all. Man, y'all really been doing y'all thing. Y'all know I'm gonna come back consistent with more hot stuff, man. Like, comment, and subscribe, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know I'm gonna do my thing today. Tupac only signed with Suge Knight because he believes he was going to war. Sheesh. Hey man, you know, a smart man, that's what a smart man would do, bro. You can't go to war without no army. You need an army to go to war. So, and he was only signed with Death Row for 9 months. So, hey, it's making sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But let's see what Napoleon got to say about this, his right hand man.
I know in the last interview we did, you was telling me how Tupac, he was telling you that some of the people that work at these labels are devils. Listen to this
Hmm.
audio from Suge Knight. He was saying the same thing you were saying on this podcast.
I didn't have to do a deal with Pac
Hmm.
because Interscope didn't want Pac anymore. They was giving me Pac contract because they didn't want Pac no more. He was too much for
Wow.
them. Pac used to walk in the motherfucking office and call them all motherfucking the devils, and they didn't do nothing for him when he was when he was in prison.
Hmm.
They didn't help him, so he was done with them. They gave me his contract, so I didn't have to give Pac a new contract. The reason why I gave Pac a new contract because on Interscope, Pac probably was getting, you know, after he paid everybody 6 or 7 points. One
Hmm.
point on a million records is like $80,000. I gave Pac $1 and then start giving him $2. So if
Hmm.
Pac sold a million records on Interscope, he probably would have made $600,000, maybe a
Hmm.
$500,000 to $600,000. If
Hmm.
he sold a million records with me, he'd have made, $2 million. Big difference.
Hmm.
If Pac did a video for Interscope and they paid $1 million for a video, they charged Pac $1 million. If I did a video with Pac and I paid $1 million, I charge him a half a million and I pay a half a million.
Hmm.
Mm. Yeah, it definitely sound like pop.
It sound like Suge just restructured his deal, you know. Interscope, I'm sure they just at the time was like, man, it is too much, man. We got our client, man. He's in and out of prison, in and out of jail. We paying for lawyers. He's controversial in the world. He's speaking on politics. He is the biggest thing, but he coming in, he ain't even respecting us. He calling us devils, and you know, them folks probably like, we made the money I need to make off of you. All right, cool. This is just becoming too much. And Suge came in and kind of like, all right, boom, I'ma restructure your deal, and you know it's gonna work out better for you. But he ended up dying, man. And you know, we gonna see what Napoleon gotta say though, for real. Is this war stuff real?
He had a, he dealt with Interscope, and that's exactly what he was telling us. Like, you about to deal with devils.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like straight, people that's gonna smile in your face, but they heart is they devilish, they evil
Sheesh.
people. And I think Pac understood why. And now I understood why Pac was calling these people devils because he knew they didn't really care about the black community or the inner
Yep.
cities or the Latino community. Their main goal was to push this music out. Even if some of that music is calling to, black on black crime or whatever, he knew
Yep.
their main goal is that we just want to make money off these people. So you feel that, like if you go in a record company and you looking at people's faces and you looking at these individuals, and they looking back at you, and you know in your heart, like, these dudes are smiling and laughing, but deep in their heart, they hate me.
Man.
They just want that money. They look at money from you. They don't
Mm.
care how many people die in the process, like I said before. So Pot knew that coming in, like, man, these people is cutthroat. They don't really care about me. He knew it. And like Suge said,
I mean, look at like it's making a lot of sense, man. Look at hip hop now. Look at where we are in hip hop now. Hip hop hasn't been charting as much. It's not one of the biggest genres anymore. Like, you know, as so far as in getting number ones and record breaking things. You know, but it's not all of that, and it's at the most dangerous state it's ever been. It's promoting the most violence, kill, 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 uh, death, drugs, and kind of contrary to them not wanting to deal with Pac back then. Seems like now, like these record labels know, like okay, it's a high chance that my artist will go to jail at some point. They're going to need a lawyer. We're going to need this type of assistance, and they've kind of maybe even factored in that cost. And now they got all these different insurances and stuff to still get money and get paid if something like that happens to the artist. And yeah, they ain't really caring about the culture because they still promoting the downfall of black culture, And yeah, man, it's kind of crazy to see where we at in hip hop today. It didn't really you would think like the longer you do something, the better it gets. And slowly, we got people saying, "Hey, we're gonna be independent," and they figuring out like how to work through hip hop and still affect the community in a positive way, but in a major way from the big CEOs and them people in those positions, they still not respecting the culture, and it's still smile in your face and really just look at you as a dollar sign.
The clip you just sent me, like they left him in jail,
Man,
and that was what I understood and why Pac went to death row. You know what I mean? Imagine Pac selling all these records and Interscope ain't bailing him out. That don't even make sense.
facts.
Yeah, that don't make no sense, man. Me Against the World, that went number one on Billboard. But why was they doing that though?
Because they probably thought like he's finished. Like they never know. They probably thought they smelt trouble. This is the
Yeah.
type of trouble these record companies don't like. They like troubles, meaning that the type of trouble they like is if they record causing black people killing each other, Latin people
Mm-hmm.
killing each other. They don't care about that trouble because it's not coming back to them. Legal trouble is what they don't like. So when an individual who's an artist on them is getting problems legal and illegal problems and going through court cases where
Yeah.
it can jeopardize their so-called name, then that's probably when they like, you know what, enough is enough. Now this stuff is coming back
Mm-hmm.
to us. Pop might be asking for money for a lawyer. He might need this.
Yep.
Now it's time to let him go because you know what I mean? These are the problems we don't want, unfortunately.
Right, right. But I want to ask you, right? Did Tupac want to sign with Death Row? Like we all know that, once he got to Death Row, him and Suge Knight became real cool. But I'm talking about at first when he was in prison. Did he really want to go to Death Row?
I never knew about Death Row until he called us like I'm going to Death Row excited.
Mm.
And I think I seen an interview before with Suge try to sign him years ago and Pac didn't want to do it. But when he wanted to go to Death Row, it wasn't no it wasn't nothing from his side that made us feel like he felt like he had no other choice
Mm.
because it seemed like that was a power move. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And even Pac was like, I'm going to Death Row and it's on. You know what I mean? We found out after he already made his mind up.
I like that Pac was excited about this move and he wanted to go to Death Row, and it wasn't like, what I'm saying, he had options, but he wanted to go there. Like that's kind of good that he was in that headspace. I like to see that.
I think I look at it from a strategic, it was war.
Yep.
So I don't even look at it like he was forced. Some people might say it, you know what I mean? And whether war forced him to make that move, but at that particular time,
Facts.
what record label was more powerful than Death Row Records? You understand? Like they had the whole West Coast on lock. They were selling the most records. Suge had a little army behind him. Pop knew that because he was running around LA. So I think Pop look at it like, that this is the people that I feel like um I can finally call a home. You know what I mean? And you hear some people say like you hear some of other friends, Pop friends say that he felt like he had no other choice. Even if you had no other choice, he went there. Him and Suge became, good friends. I think it was a strategic, not to take away. For example, I heard an interview with Sibo. Somebody else was like Pac ain't really wanted to be on death row. So when people tell me these things, I don't really knock what they say. You know what I mean? Because everybody probably had their intimate or private times with Pac, and
Mm-hmm.
Pac might have told him these things. You understand? Pac might have told him I have no choice but to go to death row. I'm just
I like how this dude right here, he like, I'm not saying this is law, or not. Like this is true or not. I'm just telling you from my understanding and me being around Pac, he was excited and it was a power move. Now he might have told somebody else like, man, I gotta do this, but he didn't kick it to us like that. And these was his artists, so maybe he wanted to set a good example and show them like, be that mentor to them, like, what I'm saying, this is how you go into a situation positive about it and being with the most powerful people. And maybe he didn't want them to see him in that light. I'm not sure, but I don't know, it makes sense. Like, you got to do what's smart for the brand and what's right for you. Like, if you got ops and you got war, you need to be amongst power and resources and be able to use these resources to kind of move around and do what you got to do. So, you know, yeah, I mean, it could go both ways. You could look at it like, hey, he did sign because he was going to war, or he signed because it was just a better opportunity, and he put, what I'm saying, he just, this is where I'm at now, and this is what I need to do. But it's also a good move for me. I'm still with the biggest and the best record label. I'm still making power moves. So it could have felt like a little bit of both. Y'all let me know what y'all think though.
Come out from my opinion, what I saw. You know what I mean? I saw that he was happy at death row. He wanted to go to death row. But now that I'm older, I look at it like he probably did it strategically. He felt like he
Yep.
was going to war with some individuals that the only people that he felt can go to war with him was Suge Knight and
Mm.
Death Row.
Sheesh, man, that's crazy, bro. Y'all let me know though, bro. Let me know what y'all think, man. I appreciate y'all. It's all love, Monopoly.